just a moment. We'll start with DeRu, and then I'll open your mic up.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Okay, Dave and Brett. Okay, we're gonna start it again. And I just heard that our president of the United States got a COVID, and I think COVID is not really a threat to me, and because we have an immune system that lasted for millions of years, billions of years, from the Big Bang to the simple cells to multiple cells. We have carried hundreds and hundreds of viruses and in our lives in the evolution, and we are built to learn, to adapt, to evolutionize ourselves, and then to learn from different species of virus, to learn different and bacteria. Like, let's say our body. From modern science, we know that we have about 100 trillion cells. 100 trillion cells. You think about it. Remember, you have over 80 cells, almost 90 cells. 90% of the cells are what? Are bacteria, fungus, virus, and germs, all kinds of things. Why? Because we accumulated for years of millions of years of evolution. We adapt to it. Our job is to adapt. Our job is to increase our ability. Each virus come in, we increase our ability to counteract, to diffuse, to learn how to deal with it. They eventually become part of us and protect us. But sometimes we are falling into the fear, into the very, very lower dimension of that prison of the three-dimensional. We see everything's a fear. The fear take over, just like a deer in the middle of the traffic, as I said before. We shut ourselves down. We don't really motivate our own intelligence, not only motivate our intelligence, our immune system, but we shut ourselves in the darkness. That's not humanity about. The humanity is about growth. Humanity is about connect. Humanity is about expand that consciousness. We're going to talk about with Professor Liu about the high dimension, the low dimension, about the qi, about meditation, about how that mingle together with our formula. Just like E equals mc square. Okay, what is E? Okay, E means what? Means energy. That is qi. And what mc square? What is m? Those are variables, different variables. E is a variable, and m is a variable. What is a variable? Means we'll give the name mass. What is the c? C is a constant. Right? So we put these variables together and we begin to calculate. That's just basic algebra. We're going to talk about the qi, we're going to talk about algebra, we're going to talk about different formula. How can we dissolve? That's what it's about. Qi is about to dissolve, and meditation is about dissolve, and everything is about to connect and dissolve instead of shut ourselves into the prison of fear. Let's meditate. Meditation require what? Relaxation. Meditation require what? Opening. Meditation require what? Deeper state of mind with a deeper breath. Let's start from that. Thank you. Take a deep breath. See with your mind, eye. Breathe all the way through your lungs. Penetrate and permeate into the diaphragm beyond, into your columns, into the dantian we call the energy temple or qi temple. We cultivate that qi temple. We store energy into that qi temple after break the ATP into ADP. We make sure our tongue is connected to the upper heart palate. When we have a salivary, which is good, that means you are generating immune energy, immune salivary. You breathe deeply in. You slowly let it out. While you are letting out, you let the chi penetrate, permeate through the sacrum, all the way through your spinal cord to cervical cord. Feel the penetration of the chi, feel the penetration of the energy shooting up through your cervical cord. Where does it go? It goes all the way to your hypothalamus, to your pituitary gland, and all the way to your pineal gland and beyond. As I always say, do not think, do not analyze, breathe, just do it. As you breathe, Deeper and deeper you are in, deeper and deeper state of mind. As you go into a deeper and deeper state of mind, you begin to touch into the reality of the inner world. The reality propels everything, manifests everything outside the world. That is visible. Breathe deeply. Raise your hands up to each side. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe in, reach your hands up all the way to the sky. Please remember, meditation is about recharge. As one of the studies in England, Oxford University, and Cambridge, and we found out that our stomach full of coils, the colons, the processed food. Remember, when you eat a lot, you feel stuffy. You don't have energy anymore because you want to sleep. Why? Because your energy begin to use for what? For processing. That's why. But that is the storage, actually. That's why you breathe everything, you concentrate, you cultivate everything into your lower abdomen. That is called recharging. You're recharging your battery. That is the battery over there. When you recharge your battery and you have more reserve, it can do a lot of things. to fight disease, to fight virus, to overcome virus, to control the virus, to recruit my virus for your own use. That's why when you go through the virus, and when you go through the whole process, and you could become immune, and your body become anti-virus bodies. Why? Because you are learning process. Human beings have the ability to learn, have the ability to unveil the intelligence, have the ability to expand our consciousness, have the ability to vibrate that conscious energy frequency incoherent with the universe. And then you feel you are empowered. A lot of people ask me, what is your job? I don't have a job. My job is to do what? To do one thing: inspire people, to empower people, to enlighten people. That's what I do. That's my job. I hope you guys empowered. I hope you guys inspired. I hope you guys enlightened to see yourself, not only see me, but see yourself, that inner power within, that innate intelligence, that energy you have at all times. Because that energy circulation and build more energy, that meditation is the key. I teach Qigong for probably almost 50 years. And Qigong meditation kind of mingle with each other, and there are a lot of similarities, some similar things, some differences. And then we're going to invite Professor Liu to talk about our Qi and our meditation, and also how that associated with science, with math, with algebra, with sine waves, with mathematical formulas. Thank you. All right, let's bring our beloved Professor Liu Hong.
Thank you, Dr. DeRu. Yeah, thank you, Dr. DeRu. Hello, everybody. Today we'll talk about the scientific principles of Chan meditation and Qigong. We have two chapters. The one chapter is the Chan meditation and Qigong are both higher dimension is practice. The second chapter we talk about the effectiveness of Chan meditation and Qigong. In the first chapter, we have 6 points. The first one is that Chan meditation and Qigong are both higher dimensional practice. The first, in linear geometry, multi-dimensional coordinate relationship theory is well established and understood. That is why we choose the linear geometry to talk about the Chan meditation and Qigong, because this system is very, very beautiful to link geometry and algebra. And this is a common understood in this world. The point 2, linear geometry beautifully combined geometry with the algebra, established the precise relationships between digits and shape or forms. It also borrows the functional relationships to establish the spatial logical relationships between shape and form. The point 3, matrix algebra give us a multi-dimensional space and its presentation are further mathematical expression. The point 4. One main theory of linear algebra is the lower dimensional space, and the presentation is a projection from higher dimension in space. Point 5. Its existence of higher dimension is within each person. When seen from outside, they are projections from higher dimensions energy structure. The source of projection is in the higher dimension and in everybody inside. The point 6. Chan meditation and Qigong practice effect is not within three-dimensional body experience. It's adjusting energy structure from the south. This is how they changing the presence in three-dimension existence. So DeRu, Miss DeRu is to tell people how we do the higher dimension practice. The higher dimension practice can change the inside energy structure and make the something happen in the three dimension in the outside thing. This is a lot of the different kind of methods, like the Qigong, like the Chan meditation, like the Tai Chi, like the yoga, for example. So we can do that in our daily life, and we can make change our life path and our healing our the body and so on. Thank you, Mr.
Okay, we talk over here. We try to use and purposely try to use geometry, linear geometry. Use algebra. Of course, you have different levels of geometry and algebra, and all that in the universe, the geometry and decimal geometry and different geometry and then algebra. The formula, the mathematical formula, with all kinds, always exist in the universe. What we human beings do is from that intuitive wisdom, from that intuitive consciousness, from that intuitive meditation, from that intuitive Qigong, from the intuitive mind of flow, like Taoist said, everything's a flow. It's nature flow. The nature flows in certain ways. And then we found from the invisible form, invisible potential, to a formula. The formula we call, we give a name algebra, we give a name linear geometry, we give a name complex, algebra, we give different layers of algebra. We give them such a formula, just like E equals mc squared. It's a formula. It's a very simple formula. You have a E, it's energy, it's a variable. Equals what? In M, we give another variable we call mass. And we give a C, we call constant. So when they come together, and then we give these variables, we use our own language, the mathematical language, the algebra language, to describe what happens to the energy, what happens to the universal energy, what happens to the matrix of the universe. So he talked about the linear geometry and to high complex geometry, we call matrix. The matrix is so complex. It's it's a multiple-dimensional matrix of the algebra, and that is from the human being's standpoint of view to reshape, give our own view of that universe, complexity of that formula or that construct. Of course, in the universe, everything has a pattern, all kinds of patterns. And then from the source and to us, there's a connection. And that connection we sometimes use mathematical formula to explain that connection. But first of all, is that intuitive wisdom, it's intuitive intelligence, it's the intuitive energy flow, it's that intuitive state of mind. Everything flows with nature. When you are flowing with nature, you begin to see, wow, this can be explained this way so other people can understand with more clarity. Use the logic, use the reasoning, reformulate, reconstruct of that energy waves, or that energy superimposed wave positions. I call construct or structures of the universe wave formula. From that universe source, that light I call that original light, and to the universe, and of course to explain and to manifest, to demonstrate in what? You are the demonstration of that. I'm in the demonstration of that. I'm the manifestation of that. You are Dave. Even Dave is the manifestation of the universe, of God. That's what it is. Doesn't matter we admit or not. We're part of that universe. We're part of the integrated matrix. We're part of the integrated of the universe. We're part of the integrated humanity. Remember, everything the source of the universe has, and we have it. Everything that matrix of the universe has, and we have it. Each person is the integrated whole representation of the grand, of the macro. That means, as I said for the last 40 years, we are the microcosm of the universe. We're the smallest part of the universe. However, we contain everything that the universe has. Even our cell, we have trillions of cells. Each amoeba, that complex amoeba has that formula, has that energy wave, has that chi, has that consciousness. So we all are integrated whole in different levels, different layers, different dimensions. That's how it is. All right, back to Professor Liu.
Thank you, Mr. DeRu. We talked about chapter 2. The chapter 2 is effectiveness of Chan meditation and ShiFu. We have still have the 6 point. The point 1, establish the uniformity of energy structure and its interrelationship. That means the energy in the universe is the one. They have the multi relationship inside. If any 2 points in the universe, we can build up the logic system to combine them. So, our inside is the whole universe. There is from 0 dimension to the n dimension. That is the one. That is everybody is seen in that. But why we are represent our different kind of life because we have a different kind of inside the knowledge. We are stubborn in the different levels we are knowledge is block our inside the wisdom to link with the whole universe. The point 2 is a linear dimension. Sine wave is the most basic element of energy existence. That means everything is come from the basic element is sine wave. That's the simplest existence. All geometry generated from a sine wave. Different superposition of sine wave of a different frequency generates all other existence. That means everything is in the same dimension. Everything that comes to the same thing is a sine wave. That is the sine wave. The wave is come from the vibration. The vibration is the move to make the wave. So that is the same thing, vibration with the wave. The point 3, relationship between different dimensions is projected relationship. That is a lower dimension energy structure is projected from a higher dimension. We can see the one dimension, the energy pass through in the one dimension is the horizontal wave. It is a vertical wave in the one dimension. In the two dimension, the energy wave is the sine wave. In the two dimension. In the three dimension, is the in the three dimension. So they are the projection. The one dimension, the vertical wave is projection from the two dimension sine wave. So we know that in the different level, in the different dimension, the energy wave is the same the projection from a high dimension. The point 4, one form of all existence in the universe is the energy wave. Energy wave resonates with the same frequency, forms matter and their relationship. Energy frequency forms information for the energy wave. The point 5, meditation connects a three-dimensional life to this original higher dimension self. That means that all the people's life is come from a higher dimension. The higher dimension energy structure projection to appear all the life appearance. The point 6, Qigong borrows higher dimensional energy structure to dissolve or transform three-dimension existence. I am as the state. So that means why we do the Chan meditation. Chan meditation is to link to the high dimension energy and high dimension information. That is a Chan. The Chan in the Chinese, the meaning is leave all the images, leave all the present things. That is go to the n dimension and approach infinity. So that is the the end of the Chan meditation. The Qigong is use the higher dimension energy to change the things, change the structure of the 3 dimensions. So that is have the same thing is the practice from a high dimension practice, and this a different Chan meditation is to the alignment of the outside inside wisdom. The Qigong is use the higher dimension energy to do things in the 3 dimensions. Thank you, Mr.
Wonderful. Okay, now. And I'm not going to repeat what he said. However, he gave us 6 points about meditation, about Qi, about the different dimensions, about the construct, about the formula, and how that linear geometry, how the algebra formulate that connection. That connection is about so when you do meditation, it's directly reach to the high source. The high source comes from the internal being. So when you meditate, as I said today, and we meditate, we cultivate the energy into our dantian. I call dantian. And we did a lot of research. The dantian, when we put everything in the dantian, we begin to see actually the energy can bounce into the walls. And before the master come into the room, and then the wall has nothing. When the master comes in the room, begin to meditate, and then that energy begin to bounce into the wall. They did the qigong, did meditation, did the qigong. The energy they tested the electrical megahertz, and so they were surprised that energy everywhere on the wall, and because of then they tested the dantian area. So that means we have that bioelectricity, we have that energy. Remember, energy transmission is very fast, very fast. We have research. This is called quantum biological research. The research results comes with this, published about more than 10 years ago. And when you have biological chemical transmission, okay, 1 second. It's about the transmission takes about 1 second to transmit as far as 1 centimeter. That's how far it goes for the biochemical transmission. However, on electromagnetic field energy wave transmission, as fast as 186,000 miles per second. You let me know which one is more powerful. Dave, which one is more powerful? One is 1 centimeter per second. One is 186 miles per second. Which one is more powerful? Tell me. I don't have to say anything, right? I don't have to say anything. Everybody probably can guess that. Qigong is that. So when Zen meditation goes to the original source to tap into the original wisdom, original light, and then Qigong is to let original wisdom, original Qi comes to us to open ourselves, to balance ourselves, to drive through that flow of the energy, because we are part of the universal energy. That energy will permeate, transmit, and penetrate into all our body, and our body is energy anyway. So we'll reconstruct. Anything can happen. Anything, any stigma, any stress, any disease, any body that is blocked, any virus come in, we can reshape, reconstruct with a superimposed energy wave. As Professor Liu said, the original wave is the sine wave. The sine wave gets superimposed into different construct. But when the construct of the energy is pure, when the construct of the energy is from the original source, when the construct energy is so powerful, it breaks any stigma, any obstacle, any disease, the disturbed energy waves. That's just reality. That's reality. So you say, well, okay, the president and his wife got a COVID, and anybody get a COVID, any people, older people get a COVID. This is what I suggest. This is what I'm doing, actually. I have a program called Master Key Combination to unlock the gate of the immune system. That's the program I studied. Actually, I studied when I studied radio station. I wrote. Everything is downloaded from the universe. How we can boost our immune system? How can we strengthen our immune system? How can we unveil that intelligence of that immune system to overcome anything? You know, I've been traveling for the last many months from March up to today. I come to this station almost every week. Don't die. I haven't missed anyone. Even though I had a car accident, I was still here. You know, I don't care any virus. You know, if there's a bus can carry me here, I'll be here. There's an airplane can carry me here, I'm here. If I can drive here, I'm here. That's reality. That's what I do because I know that. I have that intelligence. I know that I have the innate ability. I know that I can meditate. I know that and I can use Qigong to empower myself. It's not I. It's every I can do that. That's including the president, the vice president, the first lady, and including Dave and Brett, everybody else. Every I can do that. Why we don't use our innate ability? Why don't we use our innate intelligence? Why don't we use our innate immune system ability? Why don't we use the key? The key is very simple. I can give you the key. So I started a program, it's called 50 Up. Why 50 plus? Because when you get 50 plus, a lot of people are so stressed out. A lot of people work so much. A lot of people took care of the children. A lot of people took care of all the economics and all the chaos world. They dumped a lot of garbage into themselves and they forgot their own immune system. That's what I want to see, is get rid of the cloud, get rid of the garbage, get rid of all these streams of dirty things, put themselves in the prison of this cloud, all this stigma, all this authority, all this disastrous simulation or disastrous signals of disturbed frequency. Let's clear ourselves up, purify ourselves, get into the deeper mind, get into the deeper state of consciousness, get into the deep inner state of that light. Lighten up ourselves to see our own intelligence. And then we see our immune system expanded. We see our immune system become strong. And then we see we vastly empower immune system and boost our immune system in an incredible sense. Why don't we do that? I don't say you can follow me, but I only open the window, open the curtain, open the paper, let you see there's another world. The world is the world that prepare everything happens in this in this visible world. That is invisible, but that is the potentiality, that is the conscious matrix of the cosmos. But it can give us a tremendous power, give us a tremendous energy, give us a tremendous healing. Why? We forgot these things. And we seek opioids, we seek medicine, we seek ventilation, we seek all these things. What's a mess? What a messy situation we got ourselves. And we forgot ourselves, our own intelligence. We have struggled for millions and millions of years up to today. We forgot what we have empowered ourselves all these years. And we cling to something we cannot cling on. We depend on something we cannot depend on. We fall into something. Nothing is more great than the accountability of yourself, in the responsibility yourself. So take over the power, take over the responsibility. Let's do it. That's what I said. Let's breathe and do it. And I have a program, it's called a DeRu Academy. I just launched a few days ago, called DeRu Academy. What is De? De means the principle of the universe, the principle of consciousness, the principle of the humanity, the principle of the sine wave, the principle of the inner intelligence, the principle of the meditation, of that Qigong, of that universal matrix. That is the De. What is Gong? Gong is the practice. What is Qi? Qi is that electron magnetic field, energy wave, that conscious wave, that original light. So different layers of light, different dimension of the light, and the different dimension of that energy waves. What is Ru? Ru, De, is the principle. Ru is that in and out, that consciousness. In and out, that intelligence. It's always there. When you open up the gate, it's there. When you close the gate, it's not there. When you get all kind of dirty signals, you don't see anything. But when you get rid of the cloud, you see the blue sky. Beyond the blue sky. And that is the macro universe. But internally, there's another blue sky. We call the inner intelligence. We call innate potentiality. That is pure. That is the origin. When we connect it, we are become tremendously powerful. And that in and out, that is always there. That is changing at all times. That is expanding all the time. That is, you want to seek something, okay, you see this there, no, it's no longer there. Why? It is changing. As Tao said clearly, the only thing that is certain is that changing. That state of changing is the certain thing. That a rule is never change. The never change is the change. That's what it is about. That's what we call I Ching from the Taoist principle book. It's called a book of wisdom. Look in the website, look into the library, look into the Amazon, you will see this book. It's called I Ching from Taoist. All right, Professor Liu, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Wu. There is some talk about the Dantian. In the Indian retreat system, they have 7 chakras. The Dantian is something like with the chakra, but in the Chinese Taoist system is combine the lower Dantian and 3 lower chakras. Is in the lower field in our stomach. That lower Dantian is O is the energy is 3 dimensions. In the another Dantian is the middle Dantian is in the chest, in middle of the chest. There is a link the 3 dimension energy with the higher dimension energy. We have the higher Dantian. The higher Dantian is in the front of the 额头前额.
Yeah, the front of the head. Yes, it's a kind of between the eye. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is a link with the higher dimension. So is a 3 Dantian is 3 energy center. 3 energy center. So we can concentrate our mind in the lower Dantian and middle Dantian and the higher Dantian. We can move to our energy is upgrade from a lower to the high. And we can download the higher dimension from a higher dantian and through the middle dantian and go to the lower dantian to make our the body is strong and balance. So that was very important to in the Qigong and Zen system. The Zen practice is from the lower to the high. The Qigong is from the high to the lower. It's very interesting, the circle. And talk about the virus. The virus is help us to change our life from the lower dimension state to the higher dimension. Because we in the 3 dimension we make a lot of things is not natural. The natural have the very big power to balance the energy field. If we make very unnatural the energy system, the natural will to complete to balance that. So the virus is told the people we have to get the energy balance in our inside and outside. So virus is help us. The meditation and the Qigong is help us to open the gate to the higher level life. Is go to higher dimensional the life. When we upgrade our the consciousness to the 4 dimension, we will never die. Because in 4 dimension, the time become to the variable. The variable time is we can go to the past, go to the future, and the die is a past. Only the 3 dimension the meaning 3 dimension consciousness have the die in the person's life. So we go to the Zen meditation and Qigong is help us. We get to experience high dimension life the practice. Thank you, Mr.
Wonderful. Okay, you talk about the practice into theory, into the direction, and basically there's a meditation. What I always do is kind of what we call tap into the highest consciousness, tap into the high conscious field, the plane field of highest consciousness. That is the light, I call. And when you tap into that, and you're connected, you're totally connected with the direct transmission of the wisdom. And the qi, what he talked about, qigong, is the manipulation of the qi. You download the qi from the original source, and then that qi frequency will affect your body, and then we reconstruct your body qi, and we reconstruct your body energy. So, and that energy reconstructed, and then the energy wave becomes more coherent. When the energy becomes coherent, and you are coherent with the universe, you are immensely powerful, macro and micro, both ways. So all that go through the internal being, not the external being, because the external being is all chaos, all this messy chaos. But you must shut yourself from the outer being and go to the internal being. And go to that internal potentiality, go to the internal wisdom, go to the internal light, go to the internal consciousness, go to the internal energy wave. So only that's the only way when you can get things a little bit more in pure construct and into a formula that is beneficial, that is effective to your body, that is effective for your transmission, that is effective for your body manifestation, and your ability to reach to the highest conscious field, or we can say the source of the light that projects all, shines of us all, and gives all in this universe. So that is we call the ultimate potentiality. We can use all kinds of labels to explain that, but everything's the same thing. And just like what he said about the Indian meditation, the Hinduism meditation, you have 7 chakra, and then we have 3 dantian. We call it 上丹田, 中丹田, 下丹田. That means upper dantian and middle dantian and lower dantian. And then upper dantian hold that connection of the upper dantian, middle dantian, and the lower dantian connect together, and then download and reach up. So as I said, go down from the we call yin forward, and go down all the way to our lower abdomen, and from the sacrum and the Mingmen acupoint all the way to your spinal cord, your lumbar, and your cervical cord, all the way to your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus, and to your pineal gland, and to your third eye, and then expand. The whole thing is about your connection with the universe. All thing is about that back and forth, is got in and out. That's why the rule is one is in, one is out. In is 如来如去, 如来如去. 如去 means you go to the universe to tap into the universe consciousness, the ultimate consciousness. 来 is sort of like Qigong. You invite and you download the wisdom, download the energy frequency, download everything from the universe original source to reconstruct your energy frequency. That's what you guys need to advise Mr. Trump and his wife to do that, and all the people who are affected by this virus. 50 plus, remember, if they are in high risk, they need to get into this thing. It's called a DeRu Academy. DeRu Academy, go to the website, you will see a lot of things. They're all free. You will get video tapes, you will get video streams, you will get a lot of blogs, and I'm writing, and a lot of things, and also my book is going to be published. Series of immune key series going to be published before long, and get into that. Thank you. Okay, my time is up. Okay, thank you, and thank you, Professor Liu, and thank you, everybody, and let's move on. Let's boost our immune system. Thank you.
Whether cruising the strip in a 57 Chevy or taking the family on a vacation in a 71 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser,